In the Chambers household, you know, we spend a lot of time eating and reading. I know a lot of you right now nodding along at home, right? But now the two really have come together in a brand new book that's going to take you on a journey through the St. Louis food scene. It is called, easy for me to remember, Matt's St. Louis Food Story. And the author, Matt Sorrell, on the far end there, he's with us this morning as part of our Meet the Author series, which is sponsored by Half Price Books. He also brought along a friend of everybody, Qui Tran, the owner of My Lee, which is one of the spots featured in the book. Gents, thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks especially to you for making it smell so aromatically pleasing in here.
Fantastic.
Matt, let's start with you, though. Tell me about the journey that led you to this book and how in the world anybody who tries to tackle the St. Louis food scene whittles it down to just a select few. That's got to be hard.
Well, so it started out, I had pitched another book idea to Reedy Press a while back, and they didn't need it at the time, but they were like, hey, let's talk about something else. They started talking to me about doing another guidebook, and then they're like, well, why not, instead of just doing a regular guidebook, let's have like your take on it, since you have some experience and background, and just kind of went from there. So from the first time I talked to the publisher about the idea until it actually hit the shelves was about a year and a half.
So what would a reader take? Yeah, that is super quick. In the publishing world, that's ridiculous. What will a reader take away from that? I mean, can you walk around town like just checking them off? Let's go through.
I mean, for sure, if that's what you want to do. But what I really want to do with this is just kind of instill some curiosity in people, because we get so provincial around here, and we all want to just like we stay in our favorite places, our favorite spaces. But you know, this is just to spark some people to get out of their comfort zone and do something new. And also, I really wanted to highlight a lot of our immigrant communities in this town, because, you know, everything that we have is because of the immigrant communities. And there's just some fantastic, and My Lee is a fantastic example of that. Nudo House is a fantastic example of that.
Just going to ask you how My Lee fits into this whole equation.
Well, they're having their 40th anniversary this year, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
They opened my senior year in high school. Which, yeah, I wish I would have known about it then. But, you know, that it's just, you know, when you talk about the OGs of the food scene, My Lee is definitely one of them. And, you know, just so a lot of us, our first experience with like Vietnamese food, with Chinese food, with, you know, Asian food in general came from My Lee.
And multiply that story by a million.
Oh, for sure.
Tran. Thank you for coming in. What are you whipping up for us?
So, you know, we're very honored to be here, and honored for Matt to have us both restaurants included in his book. So, you know, My Lee's 40 years. Then we went on and did a fast casual pho and ramen shop. And so one of the best sellers is this mushroom ramen. So for all the vegetarians, we have mushroom ramen. If you're a vegan, we leave out the egg.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
It's you know.
So you're working on the pasta here, and then you get a lot of the. But it's so simple. Like, it doesn't have to be complex and have a 20 ingredient list.
No,
I
mean, yeah, everything's simple, and I think if you give it the time and you do it right, you know, and the noodles usually only take like a quick minute at home.
That was super fast.
Yeah, at home. You know, look at this mushroom broth. So it's a soy-based broth.
Man.
Soy-based broth, so that way, smell that.
Yeah. Mercy.
So noodles are al dente.
Yep.
And, you know, we have king oyster mushroom here.
King oyster mushroom.
King oyster mushroom. So it gives it a meat-like texture.
Yeah, right.
But you're not eating meat. So you're going to get a little bit of best of both worlds. A little marinated bamboo.
Oh, marinated what?
Yeah.
Do I want to ask?
Soy.
Yep.
Sesame oil, a little bit of chili.
Look at that. That's...
Custard.
I mean, how do you, if I tried to put that together, this looks like it should be on the cover of a magazine. If I tried to put that together, it'd be a hot
It's actually my favorite ramen from Noodle, and it just happened that he brought it in, so it's like total serendipity.
So what are you hoping, Matt, you accomplish with this book? And again, what the reader walks away with?
I would be happy if people just said, hey, wow, here's something new, here's a new neighborhood, here's a new restaurant, new bar, new purveyor. I'm gonna go check it out, because I'd really just, you know, the food scene in St. Louis, pound for pound, it can take on any other market, I think, and it's just a matter of getting the word out and, you know, letting people just explore.
And it's got to make you feel great too to hear what Matt talks about. You know how the roots of some of his love of maybe food that he wouldn't have otherwise tried.
For sure.
Comes from places like yours.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we're very grateful. You know, being the first Vietnamese restaurant in St. Louis as well, and so we're very grateful. We've been here. The community has treated us well, and we constantly try to give back to the community. So we love St. Louis, and Matt's right. You know, I put us up with pound for pound with a lot of other cities too.
I like that confidence. Well, congrats on 4 decades. Congrats on another great book.
Thank you so much.
It's been out what, for a week and a half?
Couple of weeks now.
Going crazy already. Thank you both so much for being here.
Dale, thanks for having us.
Pleasure. Great to meet you too. Keep track of Matt's upcoming book events on Facebook and on Instagram. I assume there's sign signings and all kinds of things happening locally.
Yep, we're going to be doing several coming up in the next few weeks.
Beautiful. And you can find out more about the book itself at reedypress.com. That's Reedy with 2 E's, press.com. Meet the Authors is sponsored by Half Price Books. You can find something new and used at your local Half Price Books. Head to hpb.com/Missouri for more information. Guys, oh man, it smells good.
Thank you, gentlemen. It smells good over here.
Drink it.
All right.